It is the three chefs, and it is all about preserving today. So please welcome Chef Randy Feltis. We're going to learn what it's like. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to learn about tomatoes. We're going to learn about jams and chutneys. We're going to learn about kimchi, which I think is very cool. So fermenting, right? It's all about preserving. So the tomatoes. A very big deal. So I grew up on a street with all Italians. Everybody was doing tomatoes. I felt totally left out. I would go through the whole process with my neighbors.
You just wouldn't go hang out in the garage?
Oh, I would go hang out in their garages, and I was totally welcome. So we're going to go through the process now. A lot of people are done already.
Yes.
Done their tomatoes.
There's
right?
still time. There's lots of time.
There's still time.
Sure, no
you can
problem.
still be doing the tomatoes.
Yeah, 100%.
And of course, if Massimo was here, he'd be doing the tomatoes.
He'd be doing the tomatoes.
Right?
He might have had
He's probably doing them right now at home.
That's exactly why he's not here.
He's not here today. So Randy, you're going to walk us through the process.
I've got the most simple, gorgeous tomato sauce in the entire world.
Okay.
Okay, it's 5 ingredients. It's really dead simple, but there is a little bit of work as far as your preparation goes. So I've brought some different tomatoes in today. I mean, I've got the Romas, which I'm using today. I just find them the meatier and the better and less seeds, which I kind of like.
Right.
The field, the beefsteak, these are all Ontario. Then we got some heirloom, which can be used in tomato sauce, but the color kind of comes out a little quirky. So
A little water in those too.
yeah, and they're different kind of things. So we're going to use those somewhere else later on.
Okay.
So what we're going to do to start off, it's really quite simple. We have a paring knife and a Roma tomato, right?
Yeah.
You've probably seen this 1,000 times. You're just going to score the top and then X the bottom. All right?
Yeah.
So you get your child labor and a real sharp knife. Maybe not the sharp knife, maybe a little bit older.
Maybe not this step.
You know, you can always get one of those like cores, a melon baller.
Yes.
That'll help them out. But you
Yeah.
want to go through the entire bushel and do that, kind of clean off the dirt. Then it's really simple, boop, into boiling water.
Okay.
It's going to take about 30 seconds to a minute. Don't be afraid of overcooking it this time. When we're doing tomato concasse as an apprentice, you couldn't overcook it because you wanted to make them perfect. But the worst thing in the world is if you don't get them cooked long enough where the skin starts to break. To try to peel them is like trying to peel a grape. You just hit
Right.
yourself in the head all day. So
Okay.
make sure you kind of see, Jason's got it now. You close in there.
happy, Chef?
Yeah, I'm good like that. And you'll see it kind of splits.
Oh,
and
it
then
comes
just like,
right off.
what's up, Buttercup,
Yeah, that's
right?
great.
So I did some over here to keep Jason busy earlier, so he can like kind of start peeling those.
That was nice of you. Yeah, because he was looking for a job over there.
For something, right? Now, when I say 5 ingredients, so we got to start out with these beautiful Ontario, aromatic, gorgeous peeled Roma tomatoes.
Yes.
Next, I got a copious amount of olive oil. Depending on how much tomatoes you have, you just have to do a few more seconds here. But as you can see in this pot, I've probably got like almost, half a cup. And then I just submerged some peeled garlic in there. And it's just coming to the point where we're really going to start like looking at it. It's going to caramelize. So that garlic's going to get a little bit sweet, get a little brown. It's going to be nice because I'm not going to put any sugar in here. So number one, I don't like putting sugar in recipes, but number two, the tomatoes are sweet enough, and then the garlic, the natural sugars will come out of there.
Well, this takes the burn away, right? Like it takes it so it's not as hot.
Right.
You know, so when you put the garlic in like that, it gives you that flavor, but it's not that
You
aggressive
don't get
garlic.
the heat, okay.
You got it. And then, so what we're going to do now is just simply, you ready for this? This is
Yep.
going to get a little nuts. And you're going to say, wow, that's a lot of olive oil, Randy. And I'm going to say, yeah, you're absolutely right, because olive oil is 100% delicious.
Olive oil's good for you.
It's good for you, but the tomatoes need some body.
Yeah.
Now, you're left with this like gorgeous garlic. Now, you can put this on toast. You can put this into your bruschetta. You can put this anywhere you want. And if you want to put it in your spaghetti later on, you can make that happen too.
Yep.
You ready? So we got olive oil, tomatoes, kosher salt.
Salt,
right?
okay.
'Cause salt and tomatoes are really good for you too. Don't worry about that. That looks a little aggressive, but then that child labor goes back to this. Have him stay on there for about 6 minutes.
It's
all
good
right?
for the kids
and
to get
it's kosher
into it.
salt, so it's not that aggressive. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Child labor going on, man. What's going on? It's like
5-year-old. I got to keep him busy.
Cash is working for his supper already.
He's smashing stuff. So now, as you can see, like there's water coming out, and I'm just going to take a really expensive whisk and kind of smash it down.
Okay.
If you try this with a cheap whisk, it's just not going to happen.
I was going to say, does it have to be expensive? I only have the cheap kind.
You actually want one that's kind of thin. And I know it
Yeah.
sounds really crazy, but this is where the consistency of your sauce comes from. If you get this big heavy thing or a potato masher, it's just not going to come out the same. If you've seen guys put it through like food mills, it's too watery, it's too thin. You
Yeah.
want chunks in there. So basically that is the secret to the sauce right there. So every 15 minutes you kind of walk by, you have a sip of wine, and you just kind of smash your tomatoes down, right?
Yeah.
And like an hour later, you're on your second bottle of wine, and you come over.
But you're smashing it a little bit.
Get a little bit looser, right? And that is honestly the secret to a very good tomato sauce. Right? That's going to give you the perfect consistency. So where we're at now, This I had on for about 3 hours, and as you can tell, there is a little bit of water on the top.
Yeah.
But if you stir it up, you can see now this consistency, this chunkiness, right?
Yeah.
We did forget the 5th ingredient.
Okay.
Say what's up, Buttercup. Throw some whole basil in there, or don't worry about it. So now you can see this and you can smell that. It's like, oh my stars, that just smells gorgeous. Then when it's time, if you've gone this far, let's be honest, you got to put some noodles in there. You got to make some spaghetti, right?
Why not?
So you get your spaghetti going, cook the noodles a little bit al dente, and then start bringing them up. And then the water and the pasta will actually absorb into the noodles. Mm-hmm. Jason, you want to pass me
You gonna plate this baby? This
bowl,
takes
please?
major patience, though, doesn't it? I mean, the whole process. It's nice. I know my neighbors now on the street. They've made enough sauce for the for the year, but that takes a long time. Like you were boiling that for how long?
3 hours, 2 bottles of wine. Depending on how quickly you drink.
But you're not doing it. The pot's just sitting there boiling. You're
Not
just
really doing
drinking it.
anything.
True.
And listen, it's a little bit of work now.
Yeah.
But come like November or later on when you're eating
so
this
happy,
stuff,
right?
you are like the happiest man alive. And listen,
Cityline.ca for the recipe, because we want to make
When
sure
you-
that you're out there doing your own tomatoes and your preserves. We got a lot more coming up. Stay with us.
There it is.